The absolute best compliment I can give any whiskey, it's not my strong buy rating or some great tasting notes, is after drinking the entire bottle. After good days, bad days, some great food, or even no food at all, that I like it so much, I decided to spend my hard-earned cash to buy another one. So I finished 12 bottles the last couple of months. So I'm gonna let you know which ones I'm gonna buy more or never more. Welcome to Whiskey. My name is David. Let's get straight to the bottles. So first up, the slam dunk buy mores, because some bottles just can't get enough of. First up, Jack Daniel's Bonded Rye, coming in at $26. This is an easy buy, because if you love the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof ryes, and who doesn't? This is just that, except for a little bit less proof and maybe a little bit less age as well. But sometimes you can't just go up into the high 120s or 130 proofs. You gotta kind of ease in with these 100 proof, great, delicious, sweet ryes. And because of the price at being almost a third of that, you can use this in the cocktails, you can make this an easy sipper, you can have it over ice, you can do whatever you want with it. And so to me, this is an easy buy mode. The next bottle, Knob Creek 12, coming out around $65 and at 100 proof. It's just the perfect balance of sweet, oak, smooth, and it's not as, it's not barrel proof, so it doesn't give you that burn, and you don't need to get used to it. You just could drink it right out of the bottle anytime during the day, night, morning, or if you're that type of person, and it will taste fantastic. And at $65, it's awesome, especially if you can find it on a sale. Right now, High Proof in Fullerton has it for $50. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but if you're in the Southern California area, go get one, because I sure did. And the last slam dunk buy mores, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Any Batch. Now, this one is a B523, coming in at 124.2 proof in 11 years and 5 months. And I believe it's about $70 to $75, depending on the batch. But I know Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs have, got rid of the 12-year age statement. This one's obviously below that, and A124 was, even younger than this one. But it's still a great buy. It's still barrel proof. It's still over 10 years, and it's still absolutely delicious. I like the A124. I like the B523. I'm pretty sure I'll like the B524 when it does come out. So, and yes, there are exceptional batches like C923 that are older, higher proof, and just absolute monster. But if you get any batches, especially around MSRP at 70 to 75, you can't go wrong. So slam dunk, buy more. All right, let's get to the bottles, which I actually had to think about for a second to see if I wanted to buy more or never. So first up, Old Forester King Ranch, coming in at 105 proof, and it was around $90. It's a Texas exclusive. So how was I able to get it? My friend, the Whiskey Panda. He was able to assist me because I really wanted one. He found one because he lives in Texas and decided to ship it to me. So thank you, Vic, because without you, I would have never been able to enjoy this bottle. And I really did enjoy this bottle. It was a delicious pour. I did a review. I really liked it. And I'm glad I had one. But that's about it. One. So it's going to be a never more. I think it's a great experience. I think it's a fun experience. If you've never had it before and you have an opportunity to get it, I think it's a good buy, because it is slightly different than the 1920, and I think it's better than the 1920. But at $90, and if you don't live in Texas, you have to bother people from Texas like I did with the Whiskey Panda, definitely not worth that. And it's better than the 1920, but I don't think it should be that much more expensive than the 1920. That comes around $50, $60. And right now in California, it's on sale for about $40. So that is a great buy. That means at $40, I can buy the 1910 and the 1920 for one of these bottles. So I don't think it's worth that. I don't think it's that much better. So to me, great that I had it one time, but never mind. And the next bottles, the Nulu, the single barrel, and the double oaked, and both are store picks. And the double oak is actually a really cool tater sticker. And these both were about $90, and I purchased both either around the end of 2022 or early 2023. So back in early 2023, it was really difficult to find any decent store picks, right? Especially a barrel-proof double oak. I mean, you had Peerless, you had a couple of other ones, but those were, again, impossible to find. And Woodford Reserve or the 1910, both are not barrel-proof. So when I found this, I was absolutely excited and got it and tried it. And again, drank it all. But it took a long time to drink. The reason? They're never Moors. They're all right. And I think at the time, it was a good buy. But now in 2024, with the options that we have, especially around the $90, $100 range, I don't need these bottles. I'm never gonna buy these bottles again. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna buy Nulus again. I tried a couple of other Nulus. They're finished, the Ambrietta stuff. Again, it's good, but it's definitely not worth $90. At $90 for a single barrel, there's, I already get any other single barrels out there, right? You got the Old Forester single barrel proofs. You got the Elijah Craig single barrels, Russell's Reserve. You can get any of them at that price range, right? Even if those are not available, you can get the ASW Georgia Heartwood. You can get any of the barrel products. I mean, that's it. And obviously the double oak, it's good, but I think the double oak they didn't do a really good job. It didn't give you that maple syrup, the breakfast, the darkness that I thought I would get from a double oak. It was just a little bit slightly darker Nulu, which is okay. And so, yeah, unfortunate for me, until otherwise noted, Nulus are going to be a nevermore. In the next bottle, going to be a Barrel New Year Edition 2023, coming in at 113.54 proof and around $90. This was a fun, delicious pour. And I really enjoyed it. And it was kind of unique, especially with, it being distilled or a blend of whiskeys distilled in Tennessee, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Wyoming, New York, Texas, and Maryland. I mean, Barrel could do some blending, because taking all that and blending it, make it this good, is absolutely fantastic. But it's a nevermore. I'm not gonna buy another one. I'm not gonna buy another New Year edition. The reason? The Barrel just makes too many other good whiskeys. Their batches, Seagrass, Vantage, Dovetail, etc. It just, their Rise, I mean, their Private Select, they have so many options. They're all $80, $90, $100. I know the Foundation is $50, but that's 100 proof and not cask strength. But they have so many options at cask strength at $80, $90, $100. You just can't buy them all. And so I will continue to buy Barrel stuff. I'm gonna buy batch 36. I am gonna see if whatever comes out next, I'm probably gonna try it. But I tried this, I liked it, but for me, New Year's editions, nevermore. And the next bottle is gonna be the Rare Character Single Barrel, selected by Sealbox and the Bourbon Enthusiast, but it's bourbon finished in white port cask, coming in at 109.26 proof. I'm not much of a finished bourbon guy, but I enjoyed this one. It's a nice finish. It gave you enough of the port, the sweetness to make it almost like a dessert bourbon, but it didn't overwhelm the bourbon, so I could still get, the bourbon notes. But coming in at $80, I think it was like $80, $85 when I got it. It's gonna be nevermore. So I should actually say this. It should be a two-part series. So am I gonna get this bottle? No, nevermore. Am I gonna get more Rare Characters? Yes, I wanna buy more Rare Characters. I think Rare Characters are unique and special, but they're so unique and they're so special, and being single barrels, even if I wanted to buy more, I guess it would be almost impossible. But second, even if I could, because they're coming out with new, unique stuff every single year, almost feels like every single month, I don't think you ever need to buy one or buy two or three of one single barrel. I think if you just keep waiting and buy more new Rare Characters, I think it'll be a lot more fun, a lot more unique. And so I guess this is a two-part answer. Nevermore on this particular one, even if I could, I'm pretty sure I couldn't. But buy more in terms of Rare Character single barrels. Timeout. I want to take a moment to let you know, if you're enjoying this content, please push that like button. It really absolutely helps me out. And I want to thank my YouTube and Patreon members. Thank you so much. The next bottle is gonna be the Smoke Wagon Uncut, Unfiltered. This one is batch number 73, bottled in June 2021. And this one, well, let's just go straight to it. To buy more. The reason? It's unique. That it must be that Nevada heat gives it some dark, rich, sweet goodness with it's like dark sweetness, dark fruit, dark spice, just dark everything. Maybe because maybe the bottle's dark, it just make it where I taste everything dark. It seems like the Nevada heat gives it a little bit of a tangier spice along with that dark sweetness that I don't get from other Kentucky or Indiana whiskeys or especially bourbons. So, and then coming in at $65, it's right there with the Jack Daniel's single barrel proofs and the rare breeds. I'm not gonna say this is better, but it's definitely different. It's definitely unique. So it's a good change of pace from, you know what? Sometimes you can have too much Kentucky or Indiana bourbons. So switch it up, get some Nevada, get some heat. And the next bottle, the Still Austin single barrel cask strength coming in at 116 proof, around $80, and this pick was from Total Wine. I describe this bourbon as Christmas spices covered in caramel. What does that feel like? It's like if you get a gingerbread cookie and covered it in dark, gooey caramel, put it in a bottle, liquefied it, put a little bit of alcohol. This is what it would taste like. So it's great, delicious. I know people have a little bit of, how do you say it, a bias against Texas whiskeys, but when I had my friends blind this against other great Kentucky bourbons, a lot of them like this better. But it's a nevermore. I'm not gonna buy another one of this. Whoa, why? If it's so good, why are you gonna buy another one? Well, I don't say Still Austin messed up, but Still Austin has their regular cask strength bourbons at $50, and this is at $80. And I did a video on this, but this single barrel is better, but it's not that much better where it's $30 more or 60% more of the cost. It's slightly better. I mean, from what I hear in the research, the regular cask strength is about 2.5, 3 years old, while the single barrels are about 3 to 3.5. So they are aged longer, especially in the Texas heat. So, I mean, the cost is there, but maybe they should have done it to 4.5, because this one is just, it's not good enough to pay that extra $30. So I'll keep buying the Still Austin cask strength, the regular one, and not the single barrel. And next bottle is gonna be the Joseph Magnus triple cask, finished in sherry and cognac barrels, coming in 100 proof and around $90. And this one is basically a fruit medley with a side of bourbon. What does that mean? Because of the sherry and cognac finish, you get the sherry, the grapes. The fruit is the center of attention, but you still get all the bourbon notes. So it doesn't overtake the bourbon notes. So you get the caramel, vanilla, the spices, the citrus, you get all that along with the grapefruit finish. And so, I mean, if this was, let's say, $60 or $70, it would be an easy buy. But because of 90, I did have to think about it, and it's still a buy more. It's just unique. I like that fruit. I like the bourbon, and there's a lot of great bourbons out there, but because of the restrictions that bourbon has, they're very similar in profile in terms of, the vanilla, caramel, oak, spice, a little bit of fruit. Obviously, there's degrees of it, but it's very similar in that taste. But with this finishes, you get a whole different spectrum of fruits. And so even if it's not a cask strength, even at 100 proof, you get the intensity of the flavors because of the finishes. I believe warrants and justifies my, I guess, to buy another bottle. So it's a buy more. And remember what I said, at 60 or 70, it's definitely a buy more. Well, this store does nothing for me per se, right? They don't give me any special treatment, I guess is the best way to put it. But I want to shout out stores that are doing great for the whiskey community, as in they're selling it for cheap. And again, High Proof in Fullerton is right now selling this for $70. So I just finished this about a couple of days ago, so I am gonna buy another one. And obviously I'm gonna buy it at High Proof at 70. So if you can see this on sale, buy more. And the last bottle, Little book, chapter 6, coming in at 117.4 proof, and I got this for around $130. And most of you guys know, most of you guys saw the reviews, so this one is going to be a Nevermore. It's, in my opinion, the worst little book ever. Now, I never had 1, 2, or 3, but I heard those were good. I had a couple of pours of 4, and it was fantastic, and I couldn't find a bottle for the life of me. 5, I had a pour, it was good, but I couldn't find a bottle, so I can't give it a full judgment. But 6, obviously I had a bottle, and I can give it a full judgment. Not very good. I mean, it's a mix, it's a blend of 4-year-old malt whiskeys finished in various staves and smoked barrels or whatever, along with a 5-year-old Kentucky bourbon. And I mean, maybe because we knew, but it not only did it taste young, but the finish didn't do anything to it. It really just made it more bland. I don't know exactly how the finishes didn't add anything to it. So just not very good, and especially for $130, it was a big regret. So never again for chapter 6. But for little books themselves, oh, they're a buy more. I mean, I do like the fact that they are experimenting with unique things. I mean, chapter 7 with American whiskeys and rye whiskeys and bourbons. Oh, it was so good. It finished in the top 5 whiskeys of 2023. Chapter 8, from all the reviews I see, it's a great burai. So I do want to get it, even if it's at $130. So for little books, definitely buy more. But if I ever see a chapter 6 again, Nevermore. So let me know in the comments, which bottles have you finished recently? And which ones are you going to buy more or Nevermore? Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.